Hey YouTube, it's your girl Jareen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making some Jamaican Bulla cakes. Now these are some dense cakes, not like your typical birthday cake, and it's more like a grab and go snack rather than like a dessert. We have it with cheese, butter, a bunch of stuff. So it's just a really good snack to have in the house. Sometimes we eat it for lunch too, but it's not like your typical light, tender cake. All right, so let's get into making this deliciousness. So the first thing we're going to do is mix our dry ingredients. I have some all-purpose flour in here, and I'm going to be adding some baking powder and baking soda. Just a little to, give it a little bit of a raise. It's not going to raise really high. And then we have some ground ginger and some freshly grated nutmeg. Even though it's not your typical cake, we want it to be flavorful, right? Some ground cinnamon goes right in there, and there's some allspice in there too, and some salt just to balance things out, even though this is a sweet dish. So we're just gonna sift this, and this is gonna get some air in there, but that's not what we're really looking for. We're just doing that to remove the lumps, and then we'll just stir everything together. Now, most people would actually use wet sugar to make this. If you don't have wet sugar, just get some nice brown sugar, and then you're gonna add some water to moisten that. If your sugar is really coarse, you can always do this on the stove top and then cool down the liquid. Okay, we're gonna be adding some molasses. This is gonna give a little bit of moisture, some flavor, some color, and some sweetness. So just mix all of this together, and then I'm going to be adding some other ingredients. Ginger, of course, fresh ginger. Most of the bullas in Jamaica, if you've ever had bulla, they usually have ginger. It might be a little or a lot, but there's some ginger. And then some melted butter. So we'll just stir all of this together, and then we're going to go in with some milk and vanilla for more flavor. So what you'll do is make a well in the center of those dry ingredients, and then you will add those liquids a little at a time, and then just mix everything together to make a soft ball. If the ball is very soft, don't worry about it. We are going to be adding some flour on the on the board when we are kneading and when we are rolling, and this is a dough that it can survive some extra flour, so don't worry about it if your dough feels soft. Just roll it up into a ball, and then what we will do is we will cover it up and let the dough rest for a little bit. So here we go, guys, just a little bit of flour at this point, and then just knead it into a ball. It doesn't have to be the most perfect ball in the world, okay? So just a little flour, knead it into a ball, and then we'll just put it into a bowl. You can cover this up with a damp kitchen towel, or you can cover it up with plastic wrap. So just let the dough rest for like 35 minutes. If I have an hour, I'll even let it sit for an hour and do some errands and come back. You just want the dough to relax so it's nice and easy to roll out. Once we're ready to roll it out, dust the counter with some flour. If you find that your dough is super soft, then go in with the flour. If it's not super soft or sticky, then you don't need to overdo it with the flour. Okay, you just want enough so it doesn't stick all over the place. And then you can also rub a little flour on your rolling pin as well. And then we will just roll this out so that we can cut out some circles. Alright guys, so as I said before, just feel your dough. If it's not super sticky, you don't need a lot of flour. If you find that it's very soft, then you can, go in with a little more flour. Usually when I'm making pastry, I say, don't use a lot of flour. But because this is bulla we're dealing with and it's dense, it can handle some extra flour. It will be fine, okay? So roll this to about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch thick, And then we are gonna cut the circles out. So you can use a biscuit cutter or a bowl to make those circles, and it can be a size that you want. You can make them bigger than this if you like. And then if the bowl isn't getting out that circle for you, just use a knife and that will help to get out those shapes for you. And then when there's extra dough left over, I do roll it back into a ball and then roll it out. Usually with other pastries, I'd say don't re-roll your dough, but you know, it's bulla, it's fine. It can handle a little extra re-rolling. All right. So this is my baking sheet with some parchment paper. Just lay the circles on there and then we are going to bake this. You want to bake it at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then you're going to take them out of the oven immediately because they cook really quickly. And there we are, guys. The bulla is done. The smell is just really, really nice in the kitchen. Some people actually do an egg wash before they bake it. And then I like to add some melted butter at the end. It is absolutely optional, okay? I'm just gonna brush on some melted butter. And that's really it. All you need to do now is transfer these to a cooling rack so they can cool down quickly so you can enjoy them. Once these are cool, you want to put them in a sealable container. They do last long. Just keep them in something that's airtight so they'll remain nice and fresh. And I'll just break one open so you can see the texture. You see, it's more dense than like a regular, birthday cake kind of texture. It's not tender and light, but it's absolutely delicious. And in Jamaica, we love to have this with avocado, we call that pear, or some delicious tasty cheese. Absolutely delicious, guys. So you know what to do. Give the recipe a try and let me know what you think about it. If it's your first time having bulla, there are many different textures for this dish. Like there are some that are softer, some are more dense and harder. Give this one a try and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.